Hello everyone, I am in my forest and I'm going to talk about something that's not supposed to be in a forest, but it has a very interesting history, so that's why I'm going to talk about it. I did not film there because there were too many people around and it was just impossible to get things done. I made pictures, so they will be strewn about in the video. If you have a subject you want me to talk about, put them in the comments, I will look into it. But right now we're going to talk about the SS Rotterdam. On September 13th in 1958, Queen Juliana baptized the ship the SS Rotterdam with its name. It was the new pride of the Dutch merchant fleet. It was built by the Rotterdam Dry Dock Company and was the largest passenger liner ever built here in the Netherlands. It is even numbered among the most successful liners ever made and sailing the seven seas. And as you might expect, it is now in Rotterdam, but it was not always that clear from the start that it would end up there. So the ship was in use for a lot of years and it departed its last transatlantic voyage in 1971. The SS Rotterdam sailed under the Dutch flag for the Holland-Amerika line for about 38 years. But in 1997 the Holland-Amerika line became a subsidiary for the Carnival cruises. And the old SS Rotterdam was replaced by a new liner with the same name but not in the same order of grandeur. And when the city of Rotterdam knew this was going to happen, they made a lot of attempts in vain to get the ship back to the docks in Rotterdam. So in 1997, after the SS Rotterdam wasn't in use by Carnival Cruises anymore, the ship was bought by Premier Cruises, an American company. It renamed the ship the Rembrandt, and under this name it sailed on for a couple of years. Unfortunately, Premier Cruises became bankrupt just a couple of years later. It just couldn't hold on to the SS Rotterdam anymore. It took the former ship out of service. And since September of 2000, the ship was moored in the Freeport in the Bahamas. A long way away from Rotterdam. And not only that, the future of the ship was very uncertain. There were a lot of plans being made for the ship. Could it sail to Amsterdam and become a hotel there? Would it be sold for scrap? What would they do with it? So when time went on, the possibility that it was sold for just scrap became a very real future for the ship. But in 2001, some people who really loved the ship started a foundation for the SS Rotterdam to get it back home to the Netherlands. And in September 2004, the SS Rotterdam BV was acquired by the Rotterdam port. The company went bankrupt in December of 2004, so the future was still very uncertain of the ship. And in 2005, HCO2 wanted to actually get the ship. But there was a problem. Because it was built in the 50s, there was asbestos on the ship. A lot of asbestos, and it wasn't really easy to get it off. As a matter of fact, when they were making preparations to actually clean the ship of the asbestos, it became very clear that it was going to be a very expensive endeavor, making it still uncertain what to do with the ship. But finally in 2008, the SS Rotterdam came back to the Netherlands and actually was refurbished. The asbestos was cleaned away and the last things had to be done. Because nowadays the SS Rotterdam is an entertainment center, an hotel and a business center. If you want, you can actually board the ship and take a look there. There is a bar, you can get into an escape room, you can do tours, and the SS Rotterdam worked with a lot of volunteers. Nowadays there are about 180 volunteers that will manage things on the ship. And these volunteers are from the foundation, and the foundation aims to maintain the ship and convey information about the SS Rotterdam. And what is actually pretty fun is that the volunteers are usually people who worked on the ship, and they know a lot about the ship, they traveled with it, they did a lot of things, they can tell you all of the little stories they have encountered there on the ship. So it's really fun to do a tour there. The ship is pretty fun. I was too late to do a tour, otherwise I would have done a little bit more with the tour, but I made some pictures and I hope you like them. So if you are visiting Rotterdam, you can do a lot of things. You can go per bike, you can get a water taxi, you can just travel along, but you can also board a very nice historical cruise ship. Okay, see you next time. On September the 13th in 1958, the Queen Juliana, Queen Juliana, it was the new pride of the merchant fleet. It was built by the Rotterdam Dry Dock Company and it's the largest ship that was built here in the Netherlands. Oh no, largest passenger liner. It was, woo. It is even numbered among the most successful. Shall we go back?